You know those nights when you're tired of cooking and you know no one's gonna want to eat what you made anyways? This is what I make on those nights. Those nights where you just can't, where you need something easy, and bonus points because it makes great leftovers for lunches the next day. Hello there and welcome. I'm so glad to be here. My name's Amy. I'm a natural food chef. I'm a mom and I live in the Bay Area. My goal now and always is to make healthy eating easier so that you can do it more often. But I have pretty high standards and I require that everything I make tastes delicious too. So I can assure you that what I'm making today is both fast, easy, and delicious, and it's super flexible to all kinds of different tastes. All right, so today's recipe that we're making is my famous buffalo chicken chili. This is a recipe I've made more than any other. My husband would tell you if you talk to him that basically I don't make any recipe again, even things that he likes. He's like, remember when you made that thing? And I was like, no, I don't remember. But this I remember. I remember it so much that I almost don't even work from the recipe anymore. So I'm going to give you a recipe that you can look at, but you really almost don't even need it. When you think of this recipe, I want you to think healthy buffalo chicken wings. So if you are a fan of like buffalo chicken wings while you're watching football, this is a healthified version that doesn't sacrifice any of the flavor, but packs some extra nutrition that you don't get just from eating the wings. So I'm all set up with everything for the recipe. I have some chicken breasts, some beans, buffalo sauce, onions, celery, carrots, all things that you eat with your buffalo wings, some chicken stock, and then I'm gonna be making a cabbage salad while the buffalo chicken chili cooks so that we have a full, well-rounded, nutrient and vegetable-rich meal to go along with it. So we're gonna start out by just chopping up our vegetables. I always tell folks that the best way to start cooking faster in the kitchen is to learn to chop faster, because there's very little you can do to make something cook faster than it naturally does. But if you get everything prepped faster, then your recipe is naturally going to come together more quickly than those 30-minute recipes that sometimes take you like an hour. Those are the worst, right? Next, we're gonna rinse off our beans. I'm using cannellini white kidney beans, but any white bean will do here. If you're feeling really ambitious, you could cook your own. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'm doing a Whole30, or I don't eat beans, my family hates beans. You could absolutely just add more of the chicken, so probably like another pound if you're leaving out the beans. I like the beans because they add variety, they add a really nice texture, and they add a variety of nutrients to them, which is something I'm always looking for. But more chicken would definitely do here. It's gonna just be more like a really thick shredded chicken soup then, rather than more like a chili like the one that I'm sharing with you. All right, now that we have everything prepped, I'm getting set up here with my Instant Pot, my very well loved Instant Pot. You do not need to do this in an Instant Pot. You can absolutely do it on the stovetop, and I'll tell you how as I go along. But I love an Instant Pot because it's hands off. So we're gonna first saute in here. If you were on the stovetop, you would obviously just start a pan over like medium heat, and then I will show you what we're gonna do. All right, so once it gets warm, I'm adding in about 2 tablespoons of butter. You could definitely just exchange this for whatever your preferred oil is. Mine in this case is avocado oil or olive oil, and about a tablespoon of avocado oil. And we're gonna make sure that gets all melted. So these, again, are hearkening back to the flavors of what you would eat with buffalo wings. And you'll see at the end that we're gonna actually top this with blue cheese crumbles to get that like full buffalo wing experience. We'll just wait. All right, now that that's melted, it's time to put everything in. The onions, the carrots, and the celery can all go in together. And we're just gonna saute that up for about 3 minutes. Maybe 5, maybe less, maybe 3, 4, 5. It's gonna cook with the chicken and the stock anyway, so it's not a huge deal what you do, but it will give it a little bit more flavor the longer you saute it. So while this sautés, I'll just tell you one more tip. I actually don't add the buffalo wing sauce until the end. I love Frank's Red Hot, but there are some more natural options that you can find at Whole Foods The reason I don't add it to the end is one, I think it has a brighter flavor if it doesn't cook, especially in the Instant Pot for so long. But the second reason is that if you're feeding a family like I always am, you could actually leave some out without the buffalo wing sauce for kids who are sensitive to spicy flavors, and then just add wing sauce for folks as they're enjoying it, adult folks or folks who like spicy. And that makes this super versatile. I am very, very much team only one meal for the whole family. And so I'm always looking for ways to make sure that that can happen. I'm also flinging vegetables everywhere, so you know. Okay, a couple more minutes there. And then all we're gonna do is add in this is 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. 1 to 2 pounds is totally fine. Add that in whole. Add in the broth, and then we're gonna pressure cook this for about 10 minutes. If you were doing it on stovetop, you'd need maybe like 20 minutes at a simmer until the chicken was cooked through. Once it's cooked, we're gonna shred the chicken inside of there and then add the buffalo wing sauce. And I'm sorry, the beans go in there too. We can add in the 2 cans of white beans, the chicken, and again, we're gonna shred that later, and 4 cups of chicken broth or stock. This is 32 ounces. And then I like to add the salt and pepper later when I can taste it, but if you're confident that you want some salt in here, you can add that now too. The only thing I'd note is that you wanna make sure your chicken is covered by the broth, ideally in the pot or in the Instant Pot. And like I said, we're gonna take this off saute and lid. It's locked in place. It's hard to do backwards. There we go. Set it to sealing up top and then set it to manual. Manual. We're gonna bring it down to 10 minutes. And in this case, it doesn't so much matter whether you natural or manual release it. It's pretty forgiving, so whatever you have time for is great. All right, our Instant Pot is fully cooked, so I'm just gonna release the pressure now. If you do this is called manual pressure release. If you're doing this on the stove top and you've cooked for 20 minutes and you see that your chicken is cooked through, you don't obviously need this step, but a little steam. All right, and once the pressure is released, you can open it up. And what I like to do now is take 2 forks, very fancy, and take the chicken and just kind of pull it apart and shred it. I'll pull a piece in here so you can see. Sometimes it shreds part. It wants to. If that's not working, the alternative is to cut it into chunks because it is fully cooked. Of that I'm sure. It's fully cooked. This one just doesn't want to shred. Just trying to get it into like smaller size, bite-sized chunks. So here's one of your crossroads options where you can either add the buffalo sauce directly into the chili or you can just add it into your bowl. I like a cup of buffalo sauce directly into the chili and then buffalo sauce served alongside for anyone who likes it a little spicier. My kids don't really eat this anyways. Stirring it up. And then hopefully you can see that nice and bright red. I like some crumbled blue cheese on top, and if you have it, bonus points if you serve it with some like sliced green onion. So good. Let's taste it and make sure it's good. That's your job as the chef. I always remind my kids that. I'd like a little bit more buffalo sauce, but this is perfect for now. It's gonna go great with our cabbage salad, and it's gonna keep really well for a couple of meals throughout the week. If you are not yet an Instant Pot owner and you wanna know more about this fantastic contraption, you should check out my video all about Instant Pot pros and cons. It is my hands down most popular video I've ever made. And if you're just looking for more ideas of how to feed your family healthy food more often, check back here next week.